A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
いや、字を送るのが早すぎてわからなかった。
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the
11
rooms.
歳はここに住んでたけど、家の半分は立ち入りが許されてなかった。どういうこと？
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
なんで取らない？
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
久々にこの家に戻ってきたわけですね。走れないのか、お前。
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
何これ、怖いんだよな。ってこっちだってるのか。適当に進んでしまった。
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoofprints.
そういうことだよ、ことなんてない。日本語言ってくん。え？人？ああ、びっくりした。
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
でも今は家族に関して言えるもの、もう全部こう面白いんですかね。
The house was exactly like I remembered it. The way I'd been dreaming about it.
通りそのままだった。夢で見たのと同じ。なんか多分フリップかなんかで多分金払ってないと思うんですけど、フリップで。
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
フリップで買ったんですけど、そこからやってなかったって感じですね。ダウンロードもしてなかったんで。
I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
まだ17歳なのこの人。
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
は。開かないのかい。
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
どっからか別のところから入るってことですか。ああ、そうで、なんか今普通になんか適当にゲームを探してたらおすすめっていうところに書いてあったんで、もしかしたらワンチャンダウンロードして何入れちゃうの。
The doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
やったかなと思ってトロフィー見てみたんですけど、トロフィー取ってなかったんでやってねえだろうな。
For the first time in years.
ただなんかやったことある気がしなくもないな。今ここまで進んできたけど。
I felt like I was home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
E.T. とかちょっと、いや、説明が欲しい。
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
怖いね。寝室をすべて封印した。
My grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
怖っ。
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
いや、全部封印されてるじゃん。
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
お母さんが、まあ、亡くなったからこの部屋、
Barbara was a
家を
child star for 2 years
相続したの
until
かな。
America grew out of it. Edie's father Odin built the original house.
いや、やってないな。このゲームはやってないな。ちょっと今思い返してみたけど、多分やってないですね。
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes
貴
regretted
重
not
すぎて
sealing it
さ
up.
登場人物さっきから。
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed
鍵
him.
開いた。
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been
こ
afraid
れ
of.
さ、すごい本だけど、鍵外さなくても本をそのまま上に持ち上げたら扉開いちゃうんだよ。大丈夫かあれ。
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before
紙
me.
かかった絵からして、ミルトンがここに、私の前にミルトンが。
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a
私
plan,
の、わからん。話が。
but I had no idea what was behind that door.
話が全
Just
部飲
like
み
I
込め
had
て
no
いない
idea
な。
where all this was gonna lead.
これまでのことの全部がどういう。外は海みたいですね。
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
あ
I
あ。
woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
戦乱神楽。戦乱神楽
The
のどれ
gerbil
か
food
わ
was
かんない
dry,
ですけ
but
ど。
I didn't mind it.
ネズミの餌を食べたの今。
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
夕食抜きで寝かせて。いや、今ストアがセール確かにやってるんで。匂うがちょっと
I
やり
kept
たいです
eating
ね。
and eating.
ああ。歯磨き粉も食べちゃう。
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
ああ。ニヤオ
And
とまた。
suddenly,
えっ
I was a cat.
キャット。あ、飛び移れた。
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
大丈夫かこのゲーム。
Mom
Oh,
and
結構
Dad
飛べる。
didn't even look at me.
いや、 日本語がどこに出てるのか探さないと何言ってるかわかんないんだよあ、どこに飛ぶ次。これ暗すぎてどうなんだろうな、見えんのかなこれ。鳥の後をとりあえず置いていって、あ、なんつったんだ今。ゲームに集中してて文章読んでなかったな。鳥さんはとっても疲れ始めていた。鳥いた。
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it
木に
anymore.
登らないってパパと約束したけど、でもお母さんは鳥を食べたくてしょうがない。ちょっと言ってることがよくわかりませんね。ニーヤはね、面白いですけど、まあひたすらに暗いんで頑張ってやってください。このゲームも今んとこ明るい要素がみじんも感じられない。大丈夫なんだろうか。
I gobbled her up.
あ
And suddenly, I was an owl.
ー、やべ、わかんない。このゲーム大丈夫か。
Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
これホラーゲーですか。これは多分なにウサギ。全然取れないんだけど。ウサギをゲットしろってことか。どこだ。じゃあ
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
もっと大きいのを探しに行ったわ。
A mama rabbit.
お母さんのウサギ。
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
いや、しかもサメが斜面転がってた。は？何すんだよこれ。
I rolled off a cliff and into the
い
ocean.
やー、おかしいです。
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
このゲーム評価されるかこれ。
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
ヒレ足を食ったら美味しかったって何ですかこれ。
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
目を開けたら全てが変わっていたの。何これ。今度ヘビ。ああ、何これ。
now I was a monster and I smelled people everywhere.
これは怪物になったの。人間の匂いがプンプン。ちょっとよくわからないですけど、これ。じゃあ人間食うんですか、次。初めての自分以外の人間が、あ、人間だ。
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
私は大きいけど静かに。はあ。
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
砂の上の匂いに降りていったり、匂いのパイプの中に消えていった。いや、フィンチの家どこ行ったんだよ。
I got closer and closer.
やべ、行く方向がわからん。あれ、今こっから出てきたのか。あれ、どこ行くんだ。ベッドの上に登れなそうだし。あれどうすんだろう。
All my stomach started growling.
すべての胃袋をぐるぐる言い始めて、
And suddenly, I was
そしたら
being
突然自
I
分に
held
戻
my
って
breath
た。
for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
自分が食われるみたいなオチになるのかなと思ったけど、そうでもなかった。
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
それ全部、ああ、もう読めない。
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
はあ、ちょっとわからない。あ、なにこれ。これ重要なのかな。あ、結構人がいっぱいいそうだな。この隣の部屋行けばいいのか。
This will be obvious later, but
だんだん
my
明らか
mom
にな
never
る
told me any
この
of
後
these
で
stories.
何も教えて
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
ひいおばあちゃんの部屋で私はかなりの時間を過ごした。
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
はあ、どういうこと？
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
いや。
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
なんかいろんな人の過去を見ていくみたいな感じなのかな。
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
え？ シークレットなんとかバスインディスバスルーム。
There's a secret in this bathroom.
秘密が隠されている。
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
また過去編。
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
普通にブランコこいでるのに曲がっていく。降りたらいいのかな。降りたらいいのか、降りれないからもうこぐしかないのかな。 あ、わかったわかった。こういう方がわかった。右ステ
I
ィック
think
と左
Calvin
スティックで
always wanted to fly.
足を飛びたがっていた。
Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But
まだ
that
このま
day,
まぶっ飛ぶの
he
か。
finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
or maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember
ああ、も
about
う
my
フィールド
brother.
で上がってる。おお、ブランコが一周した。おお、大丈夫か。おお。
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
このペースでお絵描き埋まっていくんだったら
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
2時間しないぐらいで終わっちゃいそうなのこのゲーム。大丈夫かな。まあ正直
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and
さっ
never
さ
set
と終わ
foot
ら
in
せ
the
たい
room
感
again.
は強いですけどね。
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up,
何なんでしょう
I
ね。
always thought of Barbara as a child star.
いや、なんでこれ
Of all
が
the
ストア
stories
の
people
数に
wrote
書い
about
てあっ
Barbara's
たのか
death,
が俺に
I'm
はもう
surprised Edie saved this one.
全く理解できてないんですけど、これ金払ってやるのきついよな。
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
子役だったけど忘れられ
But in
た。
a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages.
there's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick. But the house was silent.
鍵刺して開けます。で、こっからまたもう俺が操作してんのね、こっから先。
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
What's that?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
What? What? Wow.
And grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick.
ああ、なるほど。悲鳴を取り戻させてやろうと。
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
あ、また誰かが叫んでたからそいつのところ行けってことローラースケートですね。
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow.
背後からそうやるってことああ
But she sensed the story might not be over yet.
これでまだ話は終わらない。長えなこれ。終わらないようにも思えた。 れ
had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
家の中から聞こえてくる。フックマンかお前。あれ、二人いる。
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Yeah.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
今の話はちょっと面白かったな。ここ前にまた違うだろ。違くないのかな。これで終わりか。
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
どこ行けばいいんだろう。
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
オルゴールだ。オルゴールで遊ぶ。
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
ああ、これがオルゴールだ。ぐるぐる回したらまた鍵取れんのかこれ。取れた。これ地下室に行けると。冷蔵庫ガタ
I
ガ
saw
タ。
Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
冷蔵庫だ。
I thought maybe she was hiding
暗っ。
presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
なんか冷蔵庫の先
If
に
there's
さ
a
らに
pattern
道
in
が
all
あっ
these
た。
stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Huh? なんだよ。これがなんだ。もうアイコン出てこないし。どんだけ広いんだここ。降りれない。
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
え？
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
もう時が来たと思った。
I found out what happened to everyone else.
みんなに
But
何
now
があっ
I'm
たの
worried
か
the
知る
stories
時が。
themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse.
私たちはもしかした
We
ら
made
一
it
族
real.
に。もうなんで視点が右に行くんだ。
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
これを書くことさえやめた方がいいかもしれない。
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
いやもう途方に暮れてるよこの
I
ゲー
think
ム何なのか
people
っ
in
て
these
いう。
stories believed them, for what that's worth.
もう何これ。面白いのかこれは。
And when you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine. 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
どこ行けばいいの？あ、もうこっち道あったわ。
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Eh? 終わり?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
何してんだろうな。
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
それなんか心折れかけてきたんで、そろそろやめよっかな。面白さが。
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
あ、セーブ来ちゃった。終わりますか。ちょっと苦しいな、このゲーム。終了です。次回はデトロイト。